Hi, this is Teacher Wright and welcome to another lesson in Creative Nonfiction. Lesson 8, Writing Coherent and Organized Paragraphs. Objectives. At the end of this lesson, the learner should be able to define coherence as an element of writing, identify effective techniques to achieve coherence in writing, and write an essay about his family's culture using all of the strategies learned to create coherent paragraphs. Part 1. Activation of prior knowledge. Can you think of synonyms to the words coherent and organized? Fill in the graphic organizer below. Part 2. Acquisition of new knowledge. Coherence is integral in writing effective paragraphs, that is, the ideas are logically arranged and smoothly connected for the reader in addition to strong topic sentence, solid supporting information, and unity of thought. Coherent paragraphs are organized paragraphs. How to achieve coherence in writing? The first strategy here is to use logical orders. So this means supporting information should follow a clear logical order such as order of importance, chronological order, spatial order, comparison and contrast order, or developmental order. Order of importance. So here, we organize ideas from least significant to most significant. Chronological order, or time order, presents events in the order of their occurrence and is useful for relating incidents or explaining how something is done. Spatial order. This arranges details by their locations, and it functions well in descriptions. Comparison contrast order. This organizes details and ideas according to similarities and differences. So there are two ways to use the comparison contrast order. So first, you can have all the similarities first and then the differences, or you can have the similarities and then the differences, or vice versa. And we have the developmental order. This simply develops out of a particular topic sentence and presents information according to an order mentioned in the topic sentence or according to the writer's logical pattern of thought about the main idea. So when other orders do not fit, you can use the developmental order. The second technique is using transitions and other connecting words. Transitions, coordinating words, and subordinating words clarify the order of ideas and connect them smoothly. So we have here the examples of connecting words that aid coherence. So for order of importance, we have first, finally, for one reason, second, most, even greater, third, last, greater, greatest, next, also, most significant, one of, or even more. For chronological order, we have the transitions when, first, later, formerly, while, next, finally, at last, then, as soon as, meanwhile, afterward, before, now, after, moments later, immediately, last, and soon. For spatial order, we have outside, inside, beyond, near, overhead, beneath, under, over, in the distance, ahead, in front, behind, to the left or to the right. For comparison and contrast order, we have the following transitions: but, besides, in addition, just as, so, also, yet, similarly, however, but, also, or, in contrast, whereas, on the contrary, like, to, both, on the other hand, nor, as well as. For developmental order, we can use the following transitions: also, finally, along with, next, furthermore, for example, therefore, Thus, accordingly, for instance, as a result, indeed, consequently, another, in fact, namely, and. The third strategy is the use of repetition, synonyms, and consistent pronouns. Here, the repetition of main words and the use of synonyms and consistent pronouns can also aid in coherence. So take a look at the example. So in this paragraph, notice how the word lolo has been repeatedly used. So lolo, lolo, okay, lolo, my lolo, and then synonyms. So for example, the word authoritarian. So it is also synonymous to unquestionably the man of the house and the family, as well as when you say spooky stories. So it could also be synonymous to tales of the supernatural. And also with these phrases, pique our interest. So this is also synonymous to we would crowd around him with wide eyes and attentive ears, engrossed in his stories. And also the use of consistent pronouns like he. Okay, so it has been repeatedly used in this paragraph. And the fourth technique is using parallelism and concluding sentences. Parallel structures and a concluding sentence can tie together related ideas in a paragraph. So for example, the use of similar grammatical structures. So in this example, it was my father who trained me in most of the household chores of cooking rice, sewing clothes, and cleaning the house regularly. So notice the underlined words here: cooking rice, sewing clothes, and cleaning the house. So if you can remember well in your grammar lesson, these are gerund phrases used as object of the preposition of. Another one is a concluding sentence or a final sentence that echoes the main idea, summarizes the details, or adds a closing thought. For example, in the introduction, all that I am is mostly the result of my experiences and the way I was raised by my family and significant others who have had a substantial impact on my life. So in the introduction, the writer here um, uses the topic sentence that she is mostly the result of her experiences and the way she was raised by her family and significant others who have had a substantial impact on her life. So notice the conclusion. So here, in this second sentence, this is also true for me. My family is the one that shaped me into the person I am today. And also on the last sentence, they are the primary movers and shakers in my life to whom I owe much. So the second and the third sentence or the last sentence somehow echo the the thought in the introduction. Okay, so it somehow summarizes the details and adds a closing thought. And the last technique in achieving coherence and organization in writing a paragraph is by correcting illogical order and poor connections. So here we recognize and correct faulty coherence caused by an illogical order of ideas or the absence of connecting devices. So example here, my aunts would normally perform the cooking and food preparations while my cousins and I would play the roles of errand boys and girls, as well as dishwashers. Meanwhile, in the terrace, my other aunts and uncles delightfully played mahjong. My lolas, on the other hand, would play a card game called 41 with their friends. So here we used effective transitions or connecting devices in order to make our sentences or paragraph more fluid. Part 3, application. So the following sentences can be arranged to form a coherent paragraph. Decide on the best order for the sentences by recognizing introductory statements, the topic sentence, and a logical order for the supporting ideas. So you may write letters A to F on the space before each number. And now for part 4, assessment. So we have exercise A. You're about to read an essay describing a person's family culture. So go over the questions below, then answer them after you have read the essay. You may write your answers in a yellow pad. So for this, the essay for this exercise can be found in the worksheet linked below in this video's description. Or you can read the essay Decoding Me on this link, https://bit.ly/CNF lesson 8. And for the enrichment part, so how about you? What is your family culture? Are you aware of it? How were you brought up? What beliefs or traditions your family keep or observe? So you're going to write an essay of not less than 1,000 words about your family culture. For this is your final output for this activity or for this lesson. You're going to apply all the techniques you have learned in this lesson to make your writing coherent and organized. You may use a computer and have it printed, or you may handwrite it legibly and neatly in a yellow pad paper. Provide a title for your work. So for the free downloadable PowerPoint slides and worksheet, so just please click the links below on the description. So thank you again for watching my video. So this is Teacher Right. See you again. Bye bye for now.